Hey, hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this Python beginner tutorial series, we'll talk about Python list. So this is part 2 video of the Python list. Like we have already discussed about part 1, which gives introduction about what is list and how do you use few basic operations in list. So continuing on with this video series, let's talk about how to add and remove items using Python list. Okay, so how to add and remove items in Python list. So starting with like one thing, sorry guys, I missed in the previous video is like I did use square brackets, but I missed to highlight that lists are actually enclosed within square brackets. So this is something I missed in the previous video. Sorry for that. So I have added that in this video, right? So continuing on with our today's topic, first we'll try to see. So we'll discuss about how to add items into the list. So first operation we have is append. Like append means if you want to add any item to the end of the list, then you use this append operation, like append method. Okay, let's see how we can do that. So I already have a list one. Okay, so I already have a list one. If I have to append something, list one dot append. So if I want to append any value like say f, okay, or like d, I want to append d. So in this situation, I can use this append method. So I'm printing list one. So now if I run this, now if you see the appended value d is actually appended at the last at the end of the list. Okay, so this is how you can use append method, right? So this is the first basic operation in in Python add operation, right? So continuing with next one, there is something called insert. I think we have already discussed about Python in how to insert item into the list in the previous video. Okay, so probably I will give that in the description box. Probably you can refer to that particular video and understand how insert work. So insert is something very similar to append only, but the only difference is you will add the position value, like position value and the index value and the actual value. So in this example, so 2 is the index value and c is the actual value. All right, so probably you can try this on your own, and or else you can refer to my previous video to understand it better. So next operation is like Python extend. Okay, so what is Python extend? As the name indicate, if you want to extend any list to another list, okay, so in that situation you can use this extend method. For example, say you have say list one, and say we have another list called list two equal to uh, something similar like this. So now we have D, E, F, 4, 5, 6. So basically we have two different lists here. So list 1 and list 2. If we want to extend these two lists, we have to use something called extend method. So using the extend method, so I am extending the list 1. I mean extending list 2 to list 1. So I'm extending the second list to the existing list. So I need to provide the list 2 value here, list 2. Now if I print the list 1, it is appended the entire list, like it has extended the list 1 and list 2 value as well, like abc 1 to 3, and the value in the second list def 4 5 6. Okay, so this is how you will use extend operation. I hope you understood how extend works. And continuing with this, next operation we have is like add any iterable. So the in addition to the actual extend list, we have something called we can extend the other iterables as well. So we have other iterables called tuples, sets, and dictionaries. Okay, so probably this is another few important data types which is available in Python, like list. So probably I will definitely make videos regarding tuples, sets, and dictionaries in our upcoming tutorials. But so in this example, I have shown you how to append a tuple to a actual list. Okay, so here we have something called list one. So we say we'll call it as tuple one. So tuple is another data type, as I said, like list tuple is another data type. So one thing to note here is tuple is actually enclosed by parenthesis instead of square bracket. List is enclosed within square brackets, whereas tuple is extended within uh, parenthesis. Okay, so I'm extending tuple one. Now the actual tuple is also extended. Okay, so what I meant to say is, like in our initial operation, we saw how to extend one list to another list, but in the next operation, we saw that how we can extend other iterable values also, like tuple, sets, dictionaries also can be extended to the actual list. So here we saw about tuple. So similarly, I would suggest you to try how to extend it for sets and dictionaries. So sets and dictionaries are another two data types, which is very popular in Python. Sets does not allow duplicates. Dictionary is more like a key value pair operation. So probably I will cover it in a separate video explaining in detail, but that is something I just wanted to highlight. Okay, so moving on with next operation. Yeah, I think add we almost covered everything. So next we will move on to how to remove items from the list, like remove values or remove items from the list. Okay, so first one I wanted to show is there is something called a remove method, which actually removes the specified item from the actual list. So here say we already have a list. Okay, so we already have list one. I'm gonna remove this. So if for example, if I want to remove any items from this particular list one, what I can do is list one dot remove. Say if I want to remove value 2. So now if you look at the actual output in the console, it removed 2 from my actual list. So ABC 1 and 3 is only present. So there is no 2. Okay, so this is how you can remove specific item. So this is like removing specific item from the existing list. There is something called removing specific index, specified index. So if I want to remove any, I am not sure about what values present in the index. In those kind of situations, I will specify my index, I will specify my index value and remove it. So in order to remove the specified index, there is something called pop method. Pop method, which is actually used to remove the specified index. So like, do not get confused between remove and pop. You know, a lot of people get confused between this. So in the remove, you actually remove the specified value, but in pop you just remove the specified index value. Okay, so the position, when I say index, the value at this value at specified position. Okay, so pop. So let's try something called pop. Pop say so now I can specify the position here. Say the index position is 3. If I want to remove the value from the third position, so my third value is 1. So it's 0, 1, 2, and 3. So index starts from 0, right? So the value 3 is removed for me. Sorry, the value 1 is removed for me. So the index position 3. And similarly, if I do not specify any value in the pop method, right? If I do not specify any index value in the pop method, by default it removes items from the end of the list. So as you can see from the in the console, whenever I do not specify any parameter, like I do not specify any index, then it actually removed final value from my the actually the item from end of my list. Okay, so this is how pop method is used for removing items in a specified index value. Okay, so moving on, next operation with remove is there is something called del keyword, like delete keyword. So the short form del is used. So delete keyword also removes specified index. Like this is just an alternate way of doing the uh, pop operation. So instead of using pop, what you can do is can use del list1 of 3. Sorry, it's an index position, right? So I have to provide within square brackets. So now it removed the index position 3, which is 1. Okay, so if I specify 1, it will remove b. Yeah, so it removed b. All right, so this is an alternative way of removing the index value. All right, so again, this there is another operation. If you do not specify any parameter like index, what it will do is it will delete the entire list. Okay, so because we have not provided parameter here, do not get confused with pop and delete, because pop, whenever you do not enter any parameter, it will remove the item from the end of the list, but uh, delete del will actually remove the entire, it will delete the entire list itself. Okay, so since it is deleted, the print operation does not work, right? Because the actual list one is not present, so it is throwing me error. Now if I remove this print statement, it will not give me any value in the console because it is deleted, right? So this is how you can use delete keyword to actually remove items from the list. Finally, there is another method called clear. Okay, clear method actually empties the list. This is again like very similar to delete, but the list operation list will actually remain, but only it will remove the content from it. Okay, so list one dot clear clear print list to one. So clear method will clear all the values. If you see, it printed me an empty list. Okay, so this is how we can use clear up method to actually remove the values from the list. But one thing to note here is only the values are removed, not the actual list. Okay, the empty list is still printed. So yeah, I think this is what I want to cover as part of video, friends. Like I have covered all the basic operation which involves, adding and removing items from the list. I hope you understood this video. I hope you understood this part 2 of the Python list video. Okay, so in case if you have any queries, please let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.